Morning. So, after yesterday's 23,000 steps at Dynawit Quarry in the lovely rain and the gale force winds, I've decided today I'm going to go somewhere nice and calm. I'm going to the Point of Ayre abandoned lighthouse. It's going to be no rain, no wind, no hiking up hills, no scared of heights, no blizzards, no gale force, just a leisurely walk on the beach. As soon as I finish some porridge, we are off. Tasty.
You were expecting Storm Dennis, but you're wrong. The rain's coming later. It's high tide. I know there's a storm heading in later, so I thought I'd get here early before the rain. And it is actually really nice and peaceful. There's no wind. Nice sky. Yeah, not bad at all. Going to do some long exposures with Lee 100 system. Problem with this anyway is I can't expose for the sky and, excuse me, itchy head, and for the ground. If I expose for the ground, the sky's going to be blown out. If I expose for the sky, it's going to underexpose the ground. I could bracket the shot. That's one way of doing it. I could fix it in Photoshop, expose for one or the other and bring the other one up or bring the other one down. I find it's easier to just do it right in camera in the first place. So I'm going to be using a free-stop neutral density grad filter. The idea of this is it stops free stops of light. So what I would do is I will expose for the ground, and because I've stopped the light by free stops from the sky, it will even out the entire picture. Hopefully, maybe a bit of to-ing and fro-ing, messing with the settings, but we'll see how we get on. As you can see, the filter's obviously dark at the top and then it gradually filters down, so there's no filtering at the bottom at all. This is a soft grad, so there's a really soft gradient between between it actually filtering and actually not filtering. You can get hard grad, which is a straight line. You can get very hard grad, which is a really straight line, I don't know why. Get reverse grad, which filters the other way up. All sorts of variations, but I tend to stick with a soft grad because it's more versatile. I'm not really bothered. I mean, there is a hard line between the horizon this morning and the sea, but I'm not really bothered about that. Using a soft grad makes it more versatile for other things where I don't want to use a hard grad. So this is just about right. You get an idea after a while how many stops you need. So I've now evened it out so the sky isn't blown out anymore and the ground's not underexposed. So I'll take a few shots, but then what I really want to do is some long exposures. Surprise, surprise. So I will start with a 6-stop filter to slow it down. That stops 6 stops of light coming into the camera. So you need to make your shutter speed longer in order to get enough light to expose the shot properly. So this is a Lee 6-stop filter, has a nice foam gasket around the outside, stops light leaking in. When you use a Lee filter holder, you can mount up to normally up to 3 filters. So you mount this one the closest to the camera, and then you put your grad on the next mount in front of this one. That stops any light. If you mount the grad first, then mount this, which I've done in the past, the the light leaks in around this and your picture goes all brown and mushy because light gets in it, overexposes it. That's made the sea look good, but there's not an awful lot of wind, so there's not much moving in the clouds. So what I'm going to do is have a try with a 10 stop filter. So that's 10 stops of light we're now stopping from entering the sensor to expose our image. I'll remove the 6 stop, pop this one in place. This will give me an even longer exposure. Hopefully then we can get some movement in the clouds. Remember, as always, when you do long exposures, cover your eyepiece so you don't want any light leaking in through the viewfinder, ruining the shots. The 10 stop hasn't really made an awful lot of difference, so I think I'm going to go back to the 6 and we'll mess around with the settings a bit, see if we can get something I like. Ideally, it's a double-edged sword. I could do with more wind to make the clouds move a little bit more, but I don't really want the wind because I want to get the drone out later, so can't have it both ways. I like this one, have a look. So, I didn't want to underexpose it too much because I think the lighthouse is quite light, the skies aren't too dark and the sand's a nice light colour, and it's a fairly calm scene. So I wanted to not overexpose it really for the highlights, to give it a nice soft look rather than something too dark and harsh on this occasion. That's pretty cool, happy with that. I'm going to get the drone out, fly around, maybe do a few aerial shots, see what they look like, and then I'm going to head back just over the dunes. So I want to do a nice shot as the path comes between the dunes, again, because it's a nice soft day today, nice soft image. The dunes, I think, the lighthouse in the centre and the dunes on the side will give it a nice soft edge and a nice soft frame to the picture. But I want to get all that done before the rain starts, so I'm going to get out with the drone. Off we go! Right, come back between the dunes. Whoop, move over a bit. So we're going to try and shoot the lighthouse between the grass. Soft field. I might still use the grad to bring the sky down a bit. We'll see, because it's starting to cloud over a bit now. So I think it might add to the shot. It might not. I'll try both, and we'll see how we get on. Yeah, no need for a filter. There's not much sky in the shot, to be fair, and it's not affecting the exposure much. The only thing I've got to decide now is whether to shoot landscape or portrait. I quite like the landscape. It's breaking the rule of thirds. I'm putting the lighthouse right in the middle, but I'm going to flip it around, try and shoot portrait as well, see if that gets a better look. If I don't like it, you can just delete it later on. At least you've got the shot there, and you can decide what you want to do with it. Well, I quite like that. I'm shooting f4, so I've got very wide aperture, so I've got very little depth of field. That's the maximum aperture this lens will go to. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing on the lighthouse to bring your attention into the lighthouse, so all the grass and the dune at the front of the picture is softer and out of focus, so it draws your eye into the image better. I might put on 24-70 just to zoom in a bit. I don't know whether this is, I'm shooting at 35mm, maybe a little bit too wide. I'll try both, and again, if I don't like it, I can just delete it later. The rain's just arriving, so I want to try and get this done so I can scarper, because I don't want to get wet again. I much prefer that, I think. I'll put both shots on the video, and you can let me know whether you prefer the wider one or the 24-70. Right, pretty pleased with that. Got some good shots, didn't get wet, got some drone footage, no wind, no rain, no snow. Right, I'm off to get some breakfast. I shall catch you later.